Hi, I'm so thrilled to tell you about Friends Indeed. We've been in our Pasadena community for over 130 years. Our mission is supporting with compassion and dignity those experiencing homelessness and vulnerability. Each day we welcome men, women, children, those in need into our doors. And we really believe in our motto of doing together what we cannot do alone. So with our staff and our volunteers, we're here to greet people and to try and provide them with connection and dignity in our services. And we'd love for you to be a part of it. So come up and visit, volunteer, and hopefully we'll see you up at Friends Indeed. So I'm Rabbi Joshua Levine Grater. I'm the Executive Director of Friends Indeed. I've been here almost 8 years. On a regular day, I get to be in the programs, interact with the staff, with the volunteers. I really like interacting with the clients and the guests and get to know them as best I can. I raise money, I work on strategic planning, I work on board relations, I help to manage really the whole agency and supervise my senior staff and make sure that everyone has what they need to be the best at their jobs and succeed. So I'm really thrilled that I have such wonderful staff to work with. I'm really excited that I'm a part of this team. Yeah, so Friends Indeed was founded in 1894 here in Pasadena, and originally it was founded by pastors, congregations in Pasadena, and we continue to be an interfaith organization doing God's work to feed and clothe and try and take care of those most vulnerable. In 1946, we became a nonprofit. We've had different names throughout the years, but our mission has remained the same, to care for and to be out in the community, those experiencing homelessness, with kids, with the food pantry. We've added to our programs over the years. We've been able to add a street outreach team, the women's room. We've been running the bad weather shelter since 1988 in the winter. We have an eviction prevention program, and all of those have expanded our mission, but the mission remains the same. And what's really unique about us is we see our role as providing compassion and dignity. As much as our services are important, it's how we do them. And that has remained the same for the last 130 years. So being an interfaith organization, first of all, we have deep connections with congregations here in Pasadena. We get a lot of our volunteers from congregations, but really the mission of compassion and dignity, of connection, of love, those are from our faith roots. And we really put those at the forefront of what we do. And being in community really drives our mission. We want people to feel a part of what we're doing. And not that other organizations can't do that, but really for us, that compassion and that dignity is central. That comes from a place grounded in faith. So we have 5 programs at Friends Indeed. We have a food pantry, which is currently serving over 600 households every week. We're providing fresh fruits and vegetables, shelf-stable goods, and it's really our largest serving program. We're providing 800,000 pounds of food every year, and we're really proud of how we do it. People can come in and shop and pick their own foods. I mean, it's all free, but they have the dignity of choosing. It's like a little market. We have a women's room, which is a day refuge for women experiencing homelessness or vulnerability, and anyone can come in who identifies as a female. We offer showers, laundry, meals, as well as really a connection and all kinds of classes, writing and exercise and therapy and case management and art, and just really a place for women to feel loved and that they're not their experience of being on the street or being in such a vulnerable place. We have a program called the Bad Weather Shelter. That is a weather-activated program, open January through April. If it's going to be 40 degrees or below or 40% chance of rain, and we run a congregant shelter, 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. At the Trinity Lutheran Church. And that's for anyone who is in need of shelter, and we provide a hot meal and volunteers to provide that support, as well as throughout the year emergency motels for those most vulnerable. We have a street outreach team that is out on the street every day. Last year we housed off the streets almost 160 individuals. We have teams of street outreach who are on the street daily, and we have a team of housing navigators. They work together to try and navigate people into interim or permanent housing, and oftentimes people really need a lot of support to do that. Getting their documents, driver's license, birth certificates, all of those things, and just helping those who might feel that they couldn't do this by themselves. And so that's our outreach team. We also have 2 mental health specialists on that team. We have an eviction prevention program. Really the way to solve homelessness, if you will, is to not let people fall into homelessness. And so these are people who are housed, working 1 job, 2 jobs, and rent is just so expensive. And so something happens, car breaks down, a child gets sick, they lose a job, spouse dies, and they can fall behind on rent. And so we're there to try and provide that support, short and medium term rent, as well as case management. We're paying a lot of arrears, we're paying utilities, and helping those people to not fall into homelessness. So every day at Friends Indeed, we have a success story, and we really try to tell stories, because I could give you statistics, I could give you a background on the causes of homelessness or what it is that are the driving factors of homelessness, but really for us it's about the people. And so I send a weekly email and I try to tell a story. So I had a story about a woman who was in our eviction prevention program. Her spouse died and lost his benefits, and so she was working but was not making enough money to support herself. And so she came to us, and before she was evicted, we were able to pay back some of her arrears. We were able to pay a few months' rent while she worked to get stabilized, to set up some additional hours at her job. And really the paying the rent, while you might think that's just a nice thing to do, it really helps people to feel calm and feel less stressed so that they can focus either on, in this case, this woman, on finding some more hours so that she can take back, once we finish paying those few months, and to have worked with us and getting some case management, that she's now back on her feet and can pay her rent. We have dozens of stories like that. We have stories of women coming into our women's room who are sleeping on the street and feeling really alone and vulnerable, and come in and they can get clean and meet people who treat them with dignity. We just had a woman who had spent 15 years on the street and had a lot of trauma, and she was able to, after coming to the women's room for several weeks, kind of let our staff in and volunteers in, and now we've been able to get her interim housing and hopefully on the way to permanent housing. In the world of homelessness, really the biggest obstacle is housing. There's just not enough permanent supportive housing, which is very, very low income, but housing that provides supportive services. There's just not enough out there. We have really a need for more outreach teams who are regularly on the streets. We're trying to figure out how we add some medical component to that, because there is mental health challenges often that happen after someone falls into homelessness. If you can't get that support, medicine and psychiatry support to get stabilized, it's really hard to get back on your feet. So that is a component, and as always, we battle what's called NIMBY, not in my backyard. And as much as people want to solve this problem, often they just don't want it next to their house or next to their business. So we battle a lot of that, and we try to be good neighbors, but really it's housing and supportive services that are most in need. So we're blessed in Pasadena to have lots of agencies and organizations working in this field, and we partner with all of them. Some that you might know of: Union Station, Door of Hope, Elizabeth House, the Salvation Army at their New Hope Center, the City of Pasadena, and we work together. We share information, refer clients to each other. We try not to duplicate services, so the things that we do, we have the largest food pantry in this city, so if people are in need from other organizations, their clients need to get food, they can come to our food pantry. Other agencies have housing that they operate, and so we will refer our client to them to move them into housing, and we don't want to do things that other people are already doing. And we collaborate with all of our congregations. That's what's unique. One of them houses the bad weather shelter, others have events for us, and others provide us funding, but we're a collaborative agency, and that's how we are all able to be more successful, by working together. So there's a lot of misconceptions about homelessness, and obviously it's a huge challenge. It's a huge problem. In LA City, LA County, tens of thousands of people are living on the street. In Pasadena, we have, in the last homeless count, about 550 unsheltered people, and that's actually a number that we could solve. Misconceptions, though, are that people either want to be homeless or don't want help, or everyone's suffering from mental health issues, or people are addicts and they're not able to live on their own. There are some, I don't want to say there are some, but the overwhelming majority are people who have fallen into hard times, people who have been chronically homeless, which means you've been homeless 3 years or so, or more than 1 year consecutively. It gets harder and harder to be on the street, but not everyone are dangerous. There's very few folks on the street that are quote unquote dangerous, but there's a lot of fear, and I really encourage people, come and visit at Friends Indeed, see the people we're serving, get to know people, talk to people. Often our folks say they just feel invisible. They feel that no one pays attention to them or no one talks to them. So I encourage people, roll down your window at the stoplight or at the freeway entrance, and even if you don't have anything to give, say hi to someone. And that makes a huge difference because people feel like they don't matter, and we can all help with that. In the coming years, obviously like any nonprofit in our field, the dream would be you don't need Friends Indeed because everyone has enough to eat, and everyone has a place to live, and everyone has enough funding to be able to pay for their apartments or their houses. That would be great. Short of that, we see ourselves hopefully in the next 3 to 5 years being able to build a facility so we can all be together. We have 2 places now, and the one place where the food pantry is in the women's room, very small. We do a tremendous amount of work in a very small space. So we have some strategic planning in place to try and build a place where we can all be together. We hope that we can continue to lower the number of people who are on the street. And the way we hope to do that is to work in tandem, not only getting people off the street, continuing to do that, and hopefully seeing more and more housing being built, not necessarily by us, but also to continue to provide more and more rental assistance, because really the more we can keep people from becoming homeless, the more we can lower that number in the homeless count. And so I would hope that we would see in the coming years lowering of that number of people who are unsheltered, and as well being able to have a facility where we can help everyone and be more cohesive and holistic with our services. So there's a lot of ways you can support Friends Indeed. Obviously, financially is fantastic. You can go on our website and make a donation, become a recurring donor, be a sponsor at one of our many events during the year. You can sign up to be a volunteer. We have volunteers in the food pantry, for women in the women's room, in our bad weather shelter. You can always, for our pantry, do a food drive. You can go on our website also and see the key items that are the most important. Toiletries are always a good thing to collect. You can do that at any time, drop them off, and really to support us and talk about the work that we do and share it with your friends, share it with your congregations, put up a yard sign and be part of the team. That's a great way. So if I was to leave you with one message about Friends Indeed and the work that we do, it's going back to the mission. It's compassion and dignity. Each person that we serve is a unique individual. We try not to talk in statistics, we try not to talk in numbers or graphs, but about stories, about people. And we will always make sure that everyone who comes through our door feels connection, compassion, dignity, support, and that they are worthy in our eyes, in the community's eyes, and in the eyes of everyone who sees them, because all people are worthy of that. And that's our mission.
Are you looking to be part of a community that supports, inspires, and grows together? Pasadena Village is just that, a vibrant peer-led organization for older adults seeking connection while aging in place. Welcome to Pasadena Village, created by and for adults 55 and up who are dedicated to living engaged, purposeful lives. Let's build an intentional, vibrant community together. Become part of Pasadena Village and start the next most connected chapter of your life.
Hello, I'm Katie Brandon. I am the Executive Director of Pasadena Village. I've been the director for the last 4 years, and I really love working with aging in place older adults as they embrace life together in intentional community. Pasadena Village was founded in 2010 when a group of older adults got together who really wanted to figure out what they would need to continue to age in place in this community that they loved. How could they stay here in the greater Pasadena area by supporting each other? They looked at a couple different models and decided on the Village movement, which is a budding movement that started in Beacon Hill, Massachusetts. So they brought that model back to the Pasadena area so that they could help support each other and be there for each other in ways that would help them stay independent in their own homes. So we know that 80 to 90% of older adults want to age in place in their own homes throughout the United States. And so the Village movement is an opportunity to help people stay interdependent. So maybe you want to age in place, but you're not driving anymore. Or maybe all of your medical records are now online and you need a little help with technology. Our members help each other by giving rides, and IT help, and a little support when they need it. So whether that's feeding your cat or dropping off a warm meal when you're home from the surgery or the hospital, it gives the members agency, independence, and a sense of mutual support, which is so important to have as you age in place in your own homes. To have Pasadena Village is to have a community that you can rely on when you need it. Pasadena Village is focused on fighting isolation and loneliness. Through community connections, it helps older adults stay independent, stay connected, and have relationships with fellow peers so that they can be there for each other as they age in place in their own homes. Pasadena Village is a peer-led organization. So our villagers plan all of the events and gatherings that fill our wide range of programs that are available on our event calendar. So there's opportunities to play poker together, or knit, or go hiking, play ping pong, go to social gatherings, cultural activities. There's something almost every day where older adults can engage with their peers in a wonderful opportunity to share their interests together. And so we offer the platform at Pasadena Village for older adults to find their interests and find people who want to share them. And we do offer a couple of signature programs, resource fairs, educational programs that are led by our members and coordinated by them, and in partnership with the community. So we bring in guest speakers on topics that are critical for older adults to know about as they age. Villagers help and support one another. And we have several members who are dealing with vision loss. And we find that when you get that diagnosis, it can be scary, it can be depressing, it can really make a huge impact on your life. And so what we find, having a peer who's been through a similar situation as you can help you think about the things beyond the diagnosis. So they can think about what you need to do to take care of your pet, or when it might be time to stop driving, and how you can change your life to continue to live your life vibrantly, even though you have a chronic condition, a health issue, or anything else that's affecting you. And we find that our members really connect with one another on such a core basis that when something comes their way, it helps them to adapt and to adjust and to realize that life is different, but it still can be great. As a peer-led organization, our members, our villagers, create all of the programming, events, gatherings, and invite speakers in on different topics. So it is immediately responsive to the needs of older adults. The Village is a place where people can explore and learn together and prepare for the next stages that come as they age, as an opportunity for members to find information and to support each other. It's constantly evolving based on our members' interests, desires, and needs. Pasadena Village is a dynamic, growing organization. We have grown over 50% in 2 years. So we continue to bring new older adults into the Village, and they have different needs, wants, desires, and interests. And so it's a challenge to continue to help them. But what's so wonderful about it is they're bringing their leadership and their skills and their knowledge and their opportunities to connect with each other. So it's solving itself as members join. They're really bringing so much to the organization and to the community because they are deciding what they want out of it. Sometimes when people hear about Pasadena Village, they think we're a place that you can move to, a beautiful senior living home where you can connect with your peers. We do offer those connections at Pasadena Village, but we are not a place. Our members live independently from Altadena to San Marino, from Glendale to Arcadia. So as they are aging in the place that they call home, whether it's a condo, an ADU, single family home, whatever place that they want to live in, we are helping them make connections with their neighbors and with each other so that they can continue living the way that they want. Pasadena Village has a new partnership with Washington Park Community House, and we are going to launch a second Village Connection series where we have a range of speakers and topics and ways to connect. So we invite the community, everyone is welcome to join us for free for poetry, for a doctor talk, for information or opportunities to have fun together every Thursday at Washington Park. And it's just such a lovely way to bring the community together, to bring new older adults to engage with the villagers who are planning each and every one of these activities. Pasadena Village thrives on collaboration. We need our community partners and organizations and businesses that are serving older adults to be there for the older adults as they look for solutions as they age. So we find that ways to connect our villagers with the resources that are available in the community makes it a rich experience for them and a much needed experience for them to fulfill the needs that they find as they deal with the next challenges that come with aging. For example, we rely heavily on Convalescent Aid Society for durable medical equipment loans for free to anyone in the community, and with the local hospitals and healthcare centers and home health organizations so that our members are living healthy, active lives as they get older. We find that partnerships with cultural institutions are so vibrant and ways for our older adults to maybe experience opera for the first time in your 70s, or to be able to go to an exhibition but not have to go by yourself. So our members really plan so many cultural outings and opportunities in the community. And one of the things that we really want to stress is to start using public transportation, especially if you've mostly driven throughout your life. And so a lot of our outings use Pasadena Dial-A-Ride, use the Metro, and use other solutions for transportation. So that way, if in the future, driving a vehicle isn't part of your plan or unplanned change in your life, you have the skills, you have the knowledge, and you have the comfort of using other forms of transportation to still get around. Pasadena Village has a robust strategic plan to help us guide our growth into the next few years. We look to grow from 220 members to 275 members in the next few years. And we see that as an important response to the needs we find in our community. We know so many people are aging in place in their own homes, and that they need community in order to age in place well. And so as we spread the word about what's available at Pasadena Village, we hope that more older adults will find that sense of community, that opportunity to give back, and that support network attractive so that they will find Pasadena Village and find really good friends that they can rely on, information and educational opportunities so that they can prepare to age together, and just the opportunity to be in community. And I think Pasadena Village has all of this offered now, and as we continue to welcome new members, they're only going to grow this beautiful community so more people can benefit from what's offered. So Pasadena Village is a nonprofit organization that really relies on volunteers, especially in our transportation. So we're always looking for volunteer drivers, someone who has a little bit of time in their schedule and is willing to give an older adult a ride, maybe to a medical appointment or the grocery store. Maybe their car's just in the shop for the day and they need a little bit of help. So we're always looking for drivers and people who want to support our mission. Pasadena Village is made up of 220 active, engaged, interesting people who love the community that they are part of. And I think we provide a beautiful opportunity for them to connect with each other and the resources that are available.